Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Thank you very much for joining our session today and allocating some of your valuable time to join and know more about Cybereason. I hope you are enjoying the event as I do. Lots of valuable information and lots of valuable insight from industry leaders in the cybersecurity market. Today, we're looking forward to show you how Cybereason defense platform can reverse the adversary advantage with future-ready attack prevention. My name is Tarek Kuzbari. I am the Regional Director for Cybereason in the Middle East. Joining me also Mr. Ahmed El-Kosairy, who is the Senior Sales Engineer for the Middle East. At our core is the drive to champion defenders. With so much at risk these days, it can seem like the adversary has all the advantages. They are relentless. Whenever you stop them, they try to find new ways. They change tactics. They look for new vulnerabilities to exploit. In our industry, it's very common to glorify attackers with names and logos and fames and stories around them. But like very few organizations that champion defenders. That's why Cybereason is different. We constantly think and collaborate and strive to better serve the need of the defender. The company is built to focus on protecting people and information in today's connected world. And we truly believe that we can end cyber attacks by empowering defenders to reverse the advantages of the adversaries. And today, I hope we can show you more on how we can do that. So last year, COVID-19 pandemic has been quite interesting. It has really forced lots of organizations to adapt to a new remote workforce world with cloud migration and digital transformation. As a result, more adversaries are executing a higher number of cyber attacks in the environments that we live in. It's not easy to follow an attack that waves between legacy and IT boundaries, software as a service, and cloud infrastructure. This required continuous training and experience in different tools, and especially when it comes to how things are evolving when it comes to the cloud. But I'm pretty sure you have seen lots of statistics and numbers that show you the challenges that we face here in the Middle East. Time is never in our side, especially when it comes to alerts and notification. So there is so much critical information coming at us, and especially on the security team. They are really fatigued by the IT complexity, alerts, and constraints of resources. Organizations are really working to increase their operational efficiency, but most of the security tools that exist today doesn't help make that shift. So attackers continue to really increase the volume and complexity of their attacks and be able to generate even more alert, which make it more difficult for them to be detected and stopped. So attackers know this, and they use the signal to noise ratio and alert-centric tools to their advantages. So today's security tools cannot really keep up with the evolving attack. Most of these tools trigger alerts on every suspicious behavior, flooding the security team with false positive, leaving them to wonder what truly matters, and force them to depend on more people to filter the noise. These alert-centric security tools require manual intervention, which means it drastically increases the likelihood of errors and limits your ability to scale. So attackers know this, and they build full-scale operation to use the confusion created by alert to their advantages. They had among us the noise, causing more damages over time and walk off with your data. But Cybereason, we think in a different way. We think about the defender's point of view, and we have built our approach that is operation-centric than alert-centric. So let me tell you more about that. So Cybereason, we built the platform for the defenders, not to chase alert, but really to end the malicious operation. Our prevention capability remove threats from the environment, reduce investigation workloads, and the number of alerts that demand time and attention from your team. These threats and noise eliminated help the defenders to really turn their focus on the most important thing, which is addressing the attackers. Malicious operation, or what we call it malops, are designed to deliver fully contextualized and correlated insight with on the information to help you find and end attacks. The outcome of operation-centric security is remediation. It's shifting from days to hours, eliminating disruption and damages, and your team become more efficient. So at Cybereason Defense Platform, we deliver a unified prevention, detection, and response that extend from the endpoint to the enterprise to everywhere. So our platform is designed to provide defenders with a maximum flexibility, simplifying the deployment options with multiple deployment options. We have the widest coverage possible for supporting all operating systems with the widest coverage even of legacy operating systems. And that helps us to support the defenders in order to instantly understand the entire malicious operation through the malop approach that we have, from the root cause to every affected endpoints, help the defenders to adapt and move faster than the attackers to eliminate emerging threats in minutes instead of days, and leverage the automated remediation to eradicate adversaries and dramatically reduce the need for manual and understand intervention. So this is what we do at Cybereason. And nothing is better than to show you how we can do that through a live simulation, an attack simulation that we can go through about the capabilities, that how we can really help the defenders to reverse the advantages of the adversaries. So I will leave it to my colleague, Ahmed El-Kosairy, who will walk you through that information and show you how Cybereason can add value to your current security operations. Thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. Thanks, Tarek, for this presentation. And let me introduce myself. My name is Ahmed El-Kosairy. I was working as a threat hunter and malware analyst in Egypt Cert, and after that Carbon Black, and then Logarithm, and now with Cybereason. So an easy and simple way to carry on what exactly Tarek mentioned. So this is our main dashboard, and as we can see, we have different type of attack stages here. We have infection, proscription, scanning, lateral movement, control, theft, ransomware. And as you can see, and this is the most important thing in Cybereason, guys, our backend, our cross-machine correlation, which Tarek mentioned. So in easy and simple way, our backend will correlate and investigate and to do a lot of things for you to make your life more easier. And believe me, there is nothing in the market right now can help you like we can. Because the most important thing in Cybereason, we are trying always to reduce two things. Two factors, mean time to detect and mean time to response. And this is what I will show to you during my demo and my attack simulation. So as you can see, we have different type of attack stages, and inside each stage, we have the malicious operation, which belongs to this attack stage. So as you can see, we have circles or bubbles. This bubbles, okay, belongs to this attack stage. And as you can see here in our right hand, the bubble size means or refer to the affected machines, number of affected machines. So the largest one means it's 6+ machines. The medium one means from 2 to 5. The smallest one means it's only one affected machine. Color is vitally important in Cybereason. So anything with light blue, it means the last activity was today. Darker means past weeks. Darkest means it's older than that. So let's start the attack simulation right now, and let's assume right now I shared with the customer anything malicious. So it's a zero-day attack, and I will try to manipulate with his register server 32. What is register server 32 as a process? I will explain that right now. So let's open this malicious operation, and in easy and simple way, oh, sorry, I need to access again. So right now, I will open the malicious operation, which belongs to my attack simulation, which I did, and it's in the background to save the time. And right now, if we just open this one, we can see a lot of things. Right now, we have here number of affected machines. You can see here little description for the malicious operation. You can see a quick overview for the attack anatomy. And you can find here in the below here, we have 5 sections, or at the same page, 5 dialogues. One related to overview, process, communication, machines, and users. So the most important thing in Cybereason are trying again to reduce mean time to response and to reduce mean time to detect. And to do something like that, especially for the detection, you need to your tool or ADR tool or your APP to summarize and show to you everything at the same page. there is no need to jump from tabs and others, because jumping between the tabs, it will consume your time. And even for the action, you need something sophisticated, allowed you to take immediate action just to make sure you can control and you can to do risk mitigation. And this is what we can offer to you. So as you can see right now, we have here the description for the root cause, for the malicious operation, sorry. The root cause name is register server 32. This is the responsible process. And this is the detection type, malicious use of an operating system process. Here in this diagram, as you can see, it's just an overview to show to you, the attack anatomy and to give to you a clear answer for the 4W1H questions, such as when, where, why, who, and what. So right now we have the total number of affected machines, the number of affected users, the root cause, how many child processes. So we have 44 suspicious processes as a child process, and we tagged it as infection. We have connection to outside, 33 connections as outgoing, and we tagged that as count control. And we have a forensics timeline, and this one is vitally important because it's already generated in automatic way. There is no need to do that by your own. And believe me, when I was working as a threat hunter to build a forensics timeline like this one, you need to bring someone expert in Windows, another one for Linux, network, memory, forensics, and so on. And each one from these experts will assume a lot of assumptions. And at the end of the day, each one will generate his own report, and we need to correlate everything into one report contains their assumptions and their, assuming things related to this attack. So the accuracy of this report cannot be more than 70%. But here in Cybereason, this diagram will be generated in automatic way without any human interaction. And the accuracy is 100% accuracy. So as you can see right now, we can show to you the first execution on first machine. So this is the root cause, time and date. So it was already last year, 2020. So the first execution was register server 32. And then first impacted machine, patient 0, it's report Windows 10. And then there is a lateral movement as outgoing, and there is a command control, and we take that in time and date. And we have the infection phase, and then another malicious process, another second affected machines, and so on. So we can record everything for you from the first day of the execution till today. And again, there is no false positive. Why? Because our AI, artificial intelligence, is very accurate. And as you know, there is something called IOCs, indicator of compromise. In Cybereason, we are using, besides the IOCs, we are using IOB, indicator of behavior. So in easy and simple way right now, based on our artificial intelligence, we discover there is a suspicious behavior. And please focus, there is a big difference between suspicious behavior and malicious behavior. So suspicious behavior, it's abnormal behavior and will lead to a malicious behavior, which is a harmful thing. So right now, based on our AI, we discovered there is a suspicious potential reverse shell using register server 32, and the process has been performing malicious activities as defined by custom rules, which is our artificial intelligence. And to prove our conclusion and to make sure our results is not, a false positive, we already fetched for you a second opinion from MITRE ATT&CK. So in automatic way, without any human interaction, we already brought to you the MITRE ATT&CK techniques and tactics, and technique number 1117 is already matched with this behavior. And this is why we are facing an accurate, suspicious behavior, and there is no false positive here. So this is, we are still in the overview. Here you can check the machine names. Here you can check the root cause information, quick information, or small information about that, such as company name, product name. We have embedded reputation engine. So based on our reputation engine, this process is legitimate because it's already, the company name is Microsoft, the product name is Microsoft. So we are dealing with legitimate process. And I know most of the attendees right now, they already know that register server 32 is a process responsible for the blocker, for the privilege, and that's why most of the attacker or intruder, they are trying always to manipulate with this process to get jump from this machine to another and to get bypass from any blocker permission or something like that. So let's move to the second section. The second section, in easy and simple way, I will show you the same diagram, but from process perspective. Because right now, as a malware analyst or even as a SOC, you need to understand the attack anatomy, but from the process perspective right now. So right now, we have the same number of affected machine and users. And here, we already showed you in easy and simple where we are dealing with 48 suspicious process as a parent. And total number of loaded modules which have been used from this malicious operation, child process, and even connection and DNS queries. Let me ask you something. If you are using traditional EDR, such as any traditional vendors in the market, if you want to know what are the names of this parent process, okay, from this malicious operation, you need to at least get the timestamp and the machine names and open another tab to execute another query, and then you can get the parent names, right? And again, this will increase the mean time to detect and increase mean time to response, right? Another thing, if you want to get more information and details about the outgoing connections, which IPs these machines connected to, okay, so you need to open another dashboard, which it will be maybe firewall or maybe router or whatever, to get more information and details about the destination IPs. If you want to get more information about the loaded modules which have been used from this attack, so you need to do another query. So it will consume your time. And as a Cybereason strategy, we are trying to help you to reduce mean time to detect and response. So from one click here, you can get the parent process names in easy and simple way. From one click, you can check the loaded modules and the dynamic link libraries, drivers, modules, which have been used from this malicious code. And you can check even the child process, even the network connections. You can show that in easy and simple way from one click. Here, this is the internal IPs, okay, and this is the destination IPs with destination port number. So everything right now is already in front of your eyes. There is no need to jump to another query or another tab or another dashboard. On the other hand, by the way, if you are dealing with traditional EDR, you should make sure, okay, right now your analyst will receive for each attack executed on each machine, your SOC analyst will receive an event per that, right? And for each hacking steps or execution from each user, so your SOC analyst will receive another event per instance, and another event per process, another event per loaded modules, and so on. So your SOC analyst will receive at least at the end of the day around 200 events, okay, and he will consume the license of your SIM solution, by the way, and he will consume his time to correlate between these events to discover at the end of the day he is dealing with one attack, but it's already repeated on 18 machines at the same time, and using these steps as a parent process, as a child process, as child loaded modules, and so on. And this is the difference between us and others. Here in Cybereason, we are trying to save your time. And these diagrams will be generated in an automatic way without any human interaction, and it will help you to reduce the time of correlation and investigation. So right now we have the full idea from the attack process perspective, which process, loaded modules, connections initiated from process perspective, right? If you want to get more details about the process and forensics memory itself, it's easy right now just to open the attack memory tree for a specific endpoint which already this attack executed on, and let's see what exactly is executed and happening inside this machine. So this is the root cause. You can go backward in time, so you can find there is Excel sheet and then there is Explorer, and you can go forward in time to discover there is Microsoft Builder have been initiated. So right now, in easy and simple way, you can imagine the idea behind this attack. So there is Excel sheet with a malicious micro. This micro is already manipulated with the register server 32 to initiate another process inside the victim memory. As you can see, we have blue frame and red frame, right? As I told you before, colors is vitally important. Sorry, color is vitally important in Cybereason, right? So anything with red frame, with blue frame, it means it's legitimate process and the clean one. Anything with red frame, it means it's malicious or suspicious. How I can differentiate? So right now, anything with zigzag line, it means it's suspicious. Anything with hive, it means it's part of malicious operation. Anything with Wi-Fi signal to direction outside or inside, it means that there is a connection initiated from this process, and so on. Here in our right hand, you can check and see what exactly we can offer to you. So right now, this is the process. You can check the hierarchy as a parent and the user who executed that and the machine name. You can check the malicious operation, okay, the malicious operation and suspicious modules which have been used to detect this abnormal behavior with MITRE ATT&CK framework, in automatic way. The evidence which we collected to enhance your network security and your endpoint security. So right now we discovered there is connection to internal addresses. So our AI discovered this abnormal behavior. And once this internal addresses trying to do something again abnormal against the normal one or against the benchmark, so it will be a suspicious. So this is the models which we already discovered, this suspicious behavior. More information and details about the process itself, such as process ID, the creation time, and the command line. And here you can see in easy and simple way how our agent can intercept anything between the process and operating system kernel, even the system calls. And this is a huge advantage in Cybereason because our agent actually using something called in-memory graph data store. It's our own algorithm. It's proprietary to Cybereason. So our agent, in easy and simple way, will intercept anything between the Cybereason agent, any process and operating system kernel, and we intercept this command line in the backend. And as you can see, the user trying to jump from the victim machine to another machine. Here you can find more information and details about the file itself. So you can download the file remotely, by the way. There is no need to wait till the second day to send a technician or something like that. So you can download the file in easy way. You can find the hash value of the file, and even you can check the classification, machine information, execution, DLLs, which have been used from this process, if there is any WMI activities, if the user who executed this process, statistics, connection which initiated from this process in a specific way, and the total transmitted bytes, total received bytes, behavior, and session and login session which have been used during this attack. So everything will be recorded, and already our backend will collect everything to do the correlation and help you during the investigation. If we jump to the communication section, so I will again offer to you something like the process and overview, the same diagram, but from connection perspective. So we have 31 processes. This 31 processes already initiated connection to outside, and Cybereason will help you to differentiate between the internal connection and external connections to make the life more easier on the SOC analyst. And we have 2 ports have been used from this process as a connection. So it's easy right now to select this one, for instance. So this process, register server 32, the owner user was system, the machine name, the connection direction, the port number, if it's internal or external. So everything will be mentioned here. The same for the machine. So I will show to you everything related to the machine information and the machine details. So you can select, right now we have from 3 to 2 suspicious users, and we have 18 machines, and you can check any outgoing or incoming connection to this machine. And even you can select, anything. So right now, let's assume we have this machine name. So you can check the security identifier for this machine, the operating system type of this machine, if it's desktop or not, and so on. For the user, it will show to you the same sophisticated diagram, but from user perspective. And here you can check, anything related to this users, any connections initiated from this user. Let's open this one, for instance. This is affected user here is admin, lab 10. There is admin privilege is already verified, the password edges, everything. And even you can check which connection initiated from this admin and which connection received to this admin. So right now we have everything mentioned here in easy and simple way, and there is no need to do any investigation or to read logs or something like that. Everything right now become a GUI. In user interface, you can read and verify everything. So let's take immediate action right now. So we are pretty sure right now we are dealing with a malicious operation and we need to do immediate action. So as a ADR, since by the way, I forgot to mention that to you. I disabled the prevention modules which we have in Cybereason. Why? To allow you to see this attack tree. Because if I didn't do that, if I was enabling the prevention modules, even if it's a zero-day attack, so our AI with the prevention modules configuration will stop any attack starting from the red frame. So here in this the same attack, but in another technique. So from the command prompt, there is a PowerShell. The PowerShell opened after that or executed register server. Register server 32 spawned here Microsoft Builder and bits admin. So right now we are dealing with the same attack, but in different technique. But at the end of the day, we as a Cybereason, we correlated this attack with the others at the same malicious operation to save the time of the analyst. So here, starting from the red frame, if I was enabling the prevention modules, we are going to disable and kill this process, and we cannot see this tree anymore. But since this is a demo, and I want to show to you the capability of our EDR and our artificial intelligence, so I disable the prevention layers. And now, if we return back to our EDR capability, the first thing we need to do right now, we need to do risk mitigation, right? And to do risk mitigation and containment, we need to isolate the infected machines or the compromised machine. So right now we have 16 machines, right? If you are using traditional EDR, you need to search machine, to go to machine by machine, select each machine individually, right click, select isolation, confirm, okay. So to isolate one machine, you need to do 3 clicks, right? So if you are dealing with 10 machines, you need to do 30 clicks. If you are dealing with 100 machines, you are going to do 300 clicks. If you want to isolate 1,000 machine, you need to do 3,000 clicks. So you are going to change your mouse. So here in Cybereason, to save mean time to response, as I mentioned before, and reduce mean time to response, and this is a huge difference between us and the others, from 1 click, you can isolate the entire list. There is no need to go and search to machine by machine and isolate each machine individually. It will kill your time and will increase mean time to response increase way. Here in Cybereason, our message is we are trying to help your analysts, and we need to make risk containment in fast way. So from 1 click, I can isolate the entire list. And also I can stop the isolation from the same window and the same page here. And on the other hand, we have another feature. This feature is something only unique for Cybereason. We have something called machine isolation. So right now, after you isolated these 10 machines or 16 machines or 1,000 machines, if you want to get access to this machine or allow to this machine to do anything as an exception, you cannot do that right now using the traditional EDRs and the current technologies and vendors in the market. But here in Cybereason, we have something called machine isolation exception. And in this case, I have already built a use case. So right now, I already built an RDB server to allow to my RDB server to get access to the isolated machine, to take a backup or to do any malware analyst activities or reverse engineering or forensics. So here I can allow incoming connection to the isolated machine from a specific IP, from a specific port number. And otherwise, I can allow to the isolated machine to initiate outgoing connection to a specific IP, to a specific port number. Or even I can allow to any IPs to connect it to the isolated machines only. So right now, anyone can get access to the isolated machine on only this port number 3389. Okay, so why this is vitally important? Because a lot of customers in the region, they told me, Ahmed, after we isolated any machine, we need to do isolation exception just to make sure we can help and save our day. So we can do that through the machine isolation exception technique. Okay. One more thing in easy and simple way. Let's move forward. So let's back. From the respond here, we can do a remediation, and from the remediation, you can select which machine you want to remediate and which machine you will not. And here we can kill the child malicious process from this process, and we can quarantine the file or unquarantine, or even if there is any register modification, I can delete and modify that to return back to the original state. And to make sure if this attack, zero-day attack, will not be repeated and it will be automatic way blocked or prevented. So I can select on the prevention section here to make sure if this attack repeated again, it will be prevented in the future. On the other hand, I can generate and report a report contains everything in details, even our sophisticated diagram and forensics timeline and so on. Or I can go also to the investigation part and integrate. I have a solid integration with VirusTotal here in my lab, and I can integrate with any other threat intel if you have. And also I can check, Google search or jump directly to the investigation or threat hunting module. In our threat hunting module, and this is another feature in Cybereason, and you cannot find this feature in the market with any other vendor. You can write down any script in easy and simple way without using any query or syntax or even regular expression. Okay, not like the other, because again in the Cybereason we know writing script or syntax or even regular expression, you are maybe do a typo mistake and the result will not be accurate at all. This is the first point. The second one, it will increase the mean time to response. You need to reduce mean time to response, guys. This is vitally important. So it's easy right now from the GUI user interface here. I can build a query, a complex one even, to search for anything and save your day. So right now I can search if there is any machine has a process and this process was hidden. So there is no need to write a script. It's just you can use our predefined rules to search for any hidden process. Believe me, if you are using traditional EDR, you cannot do something like that. You need to do a script or asking for extra service with extra fees to send someone from their red team to execute a script on each workstation just to discover if there is any process with hidden activities or not. In Cybereason, our agent will intercept any system calls between any process to the operating system kernel. So if I discover there is a process wants to be hidden and enable the hidden flag, so I will intercept that and record that and share this information with my backend, which is our cross-machine correlation, CMC. And here we have, for instance, 1-to-1 results, right? We will not leave you alone. Any process with zigzag line, it means it's suspicious. With hive, it means it's a part of malicious operation. From one click, you can check in easy way the hierarchy. What is the parent process, the user, the machine. You can check the forensics timeline. You can check the suspicious modules and evidence modules which have been used. You can check more information about the process. You can download the file remotely. You can check the classifications. You can do a lot of things from here. And the same for the action. From one click, you can prevent this process and make sure this process will be stopped. And to make sure this process will not be executed in any other workstation or endpoint, so you can blacklist this process to be blacklisted. So once you add this process hash to the blacklist, it will be blocked from the entire network. So in easy and simple way, from the same window, from the same page, from the same, from only few clicks. There is no need to write down any other script or jump to any other tab or open any another dashboard or third-party tools. Let's do another query. So it's easy right now to search if there is any machine has a process and this process initiated a connection And the connection here, I can use anything from our predefined rules, or you can open the filter and select and search for on what exactly you are looking for. You can looking for port number, server port, server address, direction, connection names, a lot of things. And we have a lot of classifications here. But here I will search for domain name. So right now I will search if there is any process initiate the connection to a domain name contains google.com. And this is the first time I'm writing something in the filter address here. So let's get a result. So right now, let's imagine I will show you any process initiated a connection to a domain name just contains google.com. So you can imagine I will show you anything related to Gmail, Google Drive, Google Play, anything like that. And this is the truth. Okay, so as you can see right now, we have the DNS squares, it's Google Play, it's Google accounts, Gmail, a lot of things here, right? And from one click, you can see right now the hierarchy. This is the IP, this is the process which initiated the IP, the process original IP, the destination IP. You can check the user, you can check the machine name, you can check everything from here. So right now you can take immediate action and block the connection. How we can block the connection? By blocking right now this connection from Chrome to the destination in easy and simple way. So let's imagine right now if someone like me cannot remember the IPs and he wants to change the view instead of IP, let's change it to machine name. So we are very flexible and dynamic, so I can group by owner machine. Once I selected this one, I change the results from the IP to machine name in easy and simple way without write down a new script or something like that. So we are very flexible and very dynamically. So we can do a lot of things actually from the threat hunting here. You can do anything related to machine, user, process, file, connection, domain name, DNS, drivers, login session, modules, network interface, proxy, runtime file, schedule tasks to discover any ransomware, a lot of things. So this is our threat hunting capability. Also, we have file search to allow you to search for any executable or non-executable files, because most of the ADRs can allow you to search for executable files, but for anything non-executable, they cannot do that. But here in Cybereason, we can allow you to search for the non-executable files also, and you can, even if you have any YARA file or something like that, you can upload the YARA file from here. On the other hand, we have security profile. In the security profile, you can even, if you have, for instance, here bulk of IOCs, and you want to block anything or allow to anything based on the file hash, domain, or IP, you can in easy way download our template and add the hash or IP or domain in easy and simple way as IOCs or bulk of IOCs. You have here, you can create your own custom detection rules as AI, and based on your own logic. So in easy and simple way, you can create here rule. If there is any process used in GUI, there is no need to write down any script. If there is any process initiated, for instance, a connection, or executed a child process, or opened by parent process. So let's select parent process. You can select our predefined rules here in easy and simple way, or you can be more specified and select the product type. And if the product type, was Adobe or browser or whatever, and at the same time, I repeated twice, I know, but I can edit later. And at the same time, if the child process was product type, let's assume if the child process was shell or tour, for instance, done. And then this child process initiates the connection, and the connection was to specific domain or remote machine or URL. So you can build your own logic rule, detection rule, in using GUI only in easy and simple way. Also, we have the capability to mobile security policy. You can install our sensor on iOS and Android in easy and simple way. And for the supported operating system, we can support the legacy operating system and also the new operating system. We can support Linux, Mac, Android, iOS, and Windows. And we have a lot of features and prevention layers, as I mentioned before. So if we open the prevention layers policies, which we have anti-malware, we have signature-based to detect the known attacks. And as you can see, I disabled the prevention modules for the attack simulation. We have AI to detect the unknown attack and prevent against unknown attack. We have anti-exploitation. We have anti-PowerShell and .NET to make sure there is no any misuse for PowerShell or .NET or stop fileless attack. So we can check the content of the script in easy and simple way, and to make sure if even the script contains command lines, and these command lines will download something from IP or domain with bad reputation, I can detect and prevent that. Even I cannot check if the command line contains malicious content or not. And this is shows you how deep Cybereason can go and check the content itself. We have anti-ransomware, and we are using two methods here. One method is related to the AI artificial intelligence to detect any zero-day attack, ransomware zero-day attack, or the second method related to canary files or deception files. And these deception files will be, created in this directory and directories, and you can even add any other directories if you want. And if there is any other ransomware wants to corrupt your shadow copy or master root record, we can detect and prevent that also. We have application control to whitelist or blacklist based on the hash or IP or domain. We have device control for USB only, and based on the serial number, I can allow or block in USB. We have host-based personal firewall control to allow for a specific user to use specific process on a specific direction or a specific domain. This is the metadata which our agents will be collected after you installed our agent, and you can disable or enable anything. So we have, a clear visibility here. And this is the endpoint user interface. You can control the visibility at the end of the day. So this is what we have in easy and simple way with our demo attack. I hope this session was informative for you guys. And again, thanks, Tori, and thanks everyone for your attending here. And if you have any question or something like that, please contact me. My email and everything will be at the end of this session in the portal of the conference. Contact me anytime, and thanks for your time.